What's up, everybody? This is Heat Ratio Sports Network. We're live talking golf, fantasy golf, betting golf, everything golf. I'm Dave Kleckner. This is Mark Drumheller. We are the Twilight Ray. What's up, buddy?
What's up, man? Ready to tee off on this, was it the American Express Open? Is that what we got today? We moved from Hawaii, beautiful Hawaii, down to California.
Yeah, just American Express. I was looking all over everywhere. Is it the Open? Is it the Championship Tournament? Not just American Express. They don't even
Just
want to
American
give me,
Express.
That's it. You should know it. Just I was cracking up. I thought it was going to be something.
Yeah,
anyway,
I call it the Open because I'm ready to open a can on the old American Express, make some money.
I love it. I want to check how you are after floating a couple laps last week on the lazy river, coming out of the Sony Open. There you go, a little open for you, where you did have your one play, and it was kind of easy.
Nice and easy, just like it's supposed to. That's how we like to start the season. Kokrak got off to a hot start, just cruised, pretty consistent throughout the weekend. Never really in doubt as far as the top 30 was concerned. So, again, we got plus money. We got plus 130, a no-sweat bet. That's exactly what I like. Football provides me with enough anxiety during the weekend. I like to just get a nice, easy golf bet in there. And I got another one lined up for this week, another good one. So, I'm excited.
I loved it. I mean, Kokrak coming off what was, a down performance the week before at the Tournament of Champions. I think you really, were able to get him at the right value. And he played well. He probably gave you no sweat. I think he just played consistently all week. He did actually start to surprise after round one. We were talking maybe an outright. But, yeah, really nice bet to hitting that top 30. Me, on the other hand, not so good. My three winners, Webb, Gooch, Leash, all made the cut, but none of them made a serious run. Gooch getting as high as 27th overall. Leash trying. Leash doing what Leishman does and scoring his best round on the fourth round, but not enough in the first three. And the one that crippled me, my man Corey Connors. You know it's a bad week when you pick him top 10 plus 250 and he gets 11th. He's sitting there cruising the 8th. Problem is I saw too many people left on the course, and I just saw dominoes start falling. And, hey, we'll chalk one up. Going to get him back this week.
Nice. That's what we say, man. Keep firing away. We got a long golf season ahead of us. Still very early, so plenty of time to cash in some bets.
Yeah, one bad week doesn't mean we're going to have some problems, because looking at this one, we got a great week ahead here with the La Quinta. Well, it's the American Express, but it is played at three different courses. The La Quinta Country Club, Nicholas Course, and the PGA West Stadium course. All these three courses, they play par 72. They're under 7,200 yards. Greens are Bermuda, straight across. A couple different designers. Pete Dye being on the PGA West. Nicholas obviously doing his. But what we know is it's a shooter's course. Average score, last six winners, minus 24. Wins predicted low again. 54-hole cut's important, because if you're looking at players this weekend, 54 holes, you're going to get 3 rounds in before you decide if you got to go home or not. And then what we look at here with the past 3 winners, see Woo coming up big last year, paying a big dollar amount. And then looking here, we're also looking at Andrew Landry, minus 26 the year before that. And then Adam Long coming in with a plus 50,000 at minus 26 3 years ago. One stat to know, 13 of the past 14 winners played one of the tournaments in Hawaii previously. So that's an interesting point that I'm sure we'll get into here as we talk a little bit more about the tournament. All right, Drums, I'm going to lay to you first. You were the winner last week. Why not tell me what you're looking at?
Let's do it. So I got another one, but we're going to get a little bit more riskier. Instead of floating down the lazy river, we're going to, get into the wave pool, right? Get into a little bit tougher waters, but nothing too crazy. We're going to go with the top 20, right? So I got a good top 20 pick. We went top 30. We cashed it last week. Now we're back. We're going to get a little more riskier into the top 20, rougher waters. And listen, I'm going with my guy, the Wolf. The Wolf of Heat Street, I called him here at Heat Ratio Sports. We're cashing this bet. It's winter time. We like to hit the wave pool with the Great Wolf Lodge. We're tearing up the Wolf Matthew Wolff, top 20. Got him today earlier at FanDuel, Dave. And, I got him at plus 155. I think that's a tremendous price. We're getting good plus money here with him. And if you just look at, how he's done so far, recently at the end of 2021, 4 top 25 finishes, second in the Shriners. He had top 5 in the Worldwide Technology Championship at Mayakoba. And, at Hewlett Packard, tied for 11th. So 4 top 20 finishes. That sounds like he can make a jump to me, get into the top 20 on this course. He's a California kid. He knows the area, knows those golf courses. So I think it's a strong play here at plus 155. I think it's, great odds to get him to kind of sneak into that top 20, cash our bets, another plus money option. So we're going for 2 in a row after we hit Kokrak last week.
I love it. One of my favorite people I talk golf with, Mike Pfeiffer out there. It's going with Matthew Wolff outright, one and done in a tournament we play in. A lot of people, Rick Run Good from Rick Gurman, his podcast, loves Matthew Wolff this week. There's a lot to love about him. My 2 favorite stats this week are birdie percentage, because it's a shootout, got to make birdies, and par 5 scoring. We've seen those predict the winner a lot in the past tournaments. Matthew Wolff is 4th in the last 50 rounds in birdie percentage, 4th in par 5 scoring. You got to like his odds this week. I like the pick. Good pick, bud.
Absolutely. And listen, we don't need him to go nuts. He doesn't have to be perfect. He's just got to get into that top 20, right? A little harder than the top 30 last week. We're going to do top 20 this week, going in the wave pool, and we're going to crash the books, cash these bets at a tremendous price, plus 155. I got it at FanDuel earlier today. Might not be able to get that number right now, but any plus money's good here.
It is. And I'll tell you what, remember last year when we laughed at Wolfie a little bit? He was having a hard stretch. He was like 5.
He went through a rough time.
He was
straighten it out upstairs a little bit. But I think he's got things back on track. I like him here. Like I said, California course. I think he can take care of business.
Yeah, absolutely. I love the pick. So I'm going to run 3 of mine through to you real fast. As always, like to pick out 3 winners. One thing that we've seen in this tournament, long shots win. It's one of the craziest tournaments on tour. The last really kind of winner of this tournament that was in the top, 5-10 of betting odds was John Rahm back in 2018. Otherwise, they've come from all over the place. So I'll have them all over the place. But first, I am going to start with someone who I just think it's time. I'm going to take the big man from Texas, Scotty Scheffler. We already talked birdie percentage or better. He's number 1. We already talked par 5 scoring. He's number 2. So give me Scotty Scheffler in this one. I think he has the game to do it. He finished 3rd here, so he has a little form here back in 2020. I think it's time. The best player who's never won finally gets it done. I got Scotty at plus 1,600. I really like his odds. I do think he can win somewhere else this year. But if I'm getting 1,600 and he's the 3rd, 4th best player on the board, and I mean, he's had some good form recently. Mayakoba was 4th, 2nd in Houston. I think Scotty, you like some Scotty.
Oh yeah. We're on Scotty. I was on Scotty a couple of the events towards the end of last year, and I think he's a guy who can definitely get it done. Like you said, this type of course, being able to hit those birdies, it's going to be huge, right up his alley. I like Scheffler here. I think this is a spot you got to watch out for him. 16-1, pretty good odds, man. It's a pretty good number.
Yeah. All right. The next one I'm going to take is one of the hottest golfers on tour. And it kind of fits in that, 13 of the last 14 winners have played in Hawaii, and that's Seamus Powers coming off a great 3rd place finish last week. He's finished 3rd, 15th, 4th in his last 3 events. He's now 49th in the official world golf rankings. Why is that big? Top 50 make the Masters. If he can hold on to that ranking through March, he's going to be playing in Augusta. I think he's got a lot of kind of, motivation and pride. The Irishman, he's actually had 2 top 25s here as well. He's not, this isn't unfamiliar territory to him. He finished 21st in 2017, 11th in 2018. He's just playing some great golf. I like his game here. His putter's been hot. He's an all-around just solid player. You're getting plus 2,800. You can still get 3,000 on Caesars. I like power. Gotta like power.
Yeah, you got it, man. Take the power. I think it's listen, he's another guy, very, very in form lately. I think Seamus Powers is a guy you saw last year. A lot of people were, before the market caught up with him, we're getting some real decent prices on him. So, listen, Secret's getting out a little bit, right? We don't get the big numbers that we got last year on him, but I definitely think he can make it happen in this event.
Yeah, and then my last one, long shot, Luke List, plus 6,500. I think Luke List could be a player that, starts to transform his game later in his career. Jason Kokrak, who we talked about earlier, was a guy that couldn't win because he couldn't putt. Finally figured out the putting, got some wins under his belt, and starting to just flow a little bit. Luke List could be that guy this year. He is that good of a golfer. He's long off the tee, has great iron play. Where he lacks is his short game and obviously on the greens. But I can tell you, Luke List, he's played well at this tournament before, played well in the California stretch. Here, he's actually been sixth prior. And then last year in Torrey Pines, the tournament was being played next weekend, he was 10th. He's also had some good form over the fall, transitioning into here with a 17th, 7th, 11th, and 10th finish. He did have some missed cuts, but, we threw those out the window. But Luke listed a plus 6,500, a guy that we're looking at, we're looking at long odds. I think Luke List is worth a little bit of your money. He opened at 8,000. He's been bet down. I like Luke List potentially to really come out and be a surprise player here.
Yeah, and I think that's been the story with Luke List, right? Everybody sees that potential. They're just looking for that consistency. They're looking for him to get over the hump and kind of, break through a little bit. This year, this season, it could happen for him, and it's going to start. It could start this weekend. He could probably. This is a course where I think he can play well with his skill set. And, if he gets off to a good start this season, he might be able to build that confidence to where he finally plays more consistent, breaks through. But, for this weekend, hey, man, I'm all in for, you talked about some of those long shots to hit previously. Let's get another one. Let's get paid.
Let's get paid. Last two to run out of here, and then I'll get your thoughts on this. A top 20 out of Hayden Buckley. Hayden Buckley's been playing some fantastic golf. If you've been paying attention, he's been positive in strokes gained approach, 5 straight events, positive in strokes gained putting, 5 straight events, off the tee, 4 out of 5. He's just putting up positive numbers and placing and cashing. It's good. People are going to catch up to him. He's still low price on DraftKings at 7,200. He's played DFS. Good play this week, but you're getting him at plus 400 for a top 20 coming off a great week at Sony. I like Hayden Buckley as a long shot. Plus 400 is good money to me. And lastly, Drums, let me ask you this. I got a tournament matchup. I'm going plus money again. Chris Kirk plus 120 against Russell Henley. Watching Russ choke down the stretch last week. Up 5 at the turn. And he was shaking. He was twitching. He couldn't do it anymore. Taking 3 woods off the tee. I just think it's a bad setup. It could have been Mark Drumheller versus Russell Henley.
I'll tell you. That's the deal with Henley. It's like he just can't hold these leads, man. It's like, Matt Ryan in the Super Bowl. He just can't hold the leads, man. And it's time after time with him. And you just wonder if, listen, we're early in the season, if that, just wears on him a little bit more because it's been such a constant thing, right? It's been such a constant thing throughout his career. And now it keeps happening again. So very hard for him to rebound right away in this spot. So I think it's a nice play fading him.
Yeah, you got it. Hideki just took storm in that final round, and then he just took his heart in the playoff.
How do you not love Hideki, though, man? I mean, listen, everybody's like, he can't putty putts. It does, he's like, whatever, man. Yeah, I love that guy, dude.
I do love him, man. And plus, he rocks some sweet shades, too. So I got to love some Hideki. Yeah, he just fits our profile. All right, bud, that kind of wraps up the American Express. We got you got your solid bet. I got a few winners for the folks out there. And if I can say anything, if you're playing some DFS lineups out there, a couple low-level names. I'm in the kind of stars and scrubs lineup. I do think you got to get Cantlay in there somehow, some way. I like him a little better than Rahm. If you had to pick one over the other, I like Cantlay. A little bit lower price too. And then from there, some lower names that you're going to hear about later. Dylan Wu coming off pretty well. Svensson, a lot of people tagging him as a Canadian at $7,000. And then, even further down there, Smotherland at 6,200. These young guys, you never know, coming off the KFT tours. But one guy I just want to get your take on, because I am going to play him. $7,500 is Gimbo Slice, the Gim Reaper. I got to play me some Dougie. I know he can be a nightmare. Yeah. I know he can.
But I'll tell you what. You're going to know right away. Like, that's the good thing about the Gim Reaper. He doesn't string you along. Like, he's either going to be on or he's not going to be on, right? So we're going to know right away whether that's a solid bet.
Yeah, and I mean, he's a good iron player. He is a disaster on the greens. And here, I just think the putting is, it's important. It's always good to have a hot putter. But give me 1 week when he can just stick it close. The problem this week is the Pro-Am, and these rounds are long. People react different ways, but the Gim Reaper, baby, I got to throw a little sprinkle a little on him.
Nice. A little splash on the Gim Reaper. Got to do it. Got to do it.
All right, bud. So we'll wrap it up. We're going to post on Twitter our picks. We're definitely streaming and following what we have. Plus money makes money, and that's what we hope to be in after this week. It's the American Express Open. Yeah,
that's right. And we're going to open it up. We're going to open it up on the books. The Wolf howling and profiling, getting that plus 155. Let's get it done. Matthew Wolf, cash it.
And give me some Scotty Power List. I can't wait. Some big hits with some good iron plays. Let's get it going. Until next week, Drums. We'll talk again, right? Farmers Open. Can't wait.
Let's get it done.
Brother. Until then, Heat Ratio Sports. I'm Dave Gluckner. That's Mark Drumheller. This is the Twilight Rate. Until next week, let's enjoy some golf.